Hi, my friends. Just a fun little meme share for you today on a Thursday. This meme is it's got a picture of two cats and they're on opposite ends of the couch, and it says couples counseling, not going so well. As always with these memes, they're super cute all by themselves, and I get a good laugh out of them. But I will always add that for a therapist, the positioning of the client and the body language is telling. Most clinicians would bring that into the room and say, like, I noticed that you two are trying to get as far away from each other as you possibly can. Um, it's interesting for individuals. I've had experiences where people position. So I rarely have my chair oriented so it's like straight on with a client. It's usually to one side of the couch or the other. Not every therapist uses a couch, but I happen to use a couch. And so I don't really put my chair in the middle oriented. I sort of slanted off to one side or the other. And depending on what's going on for the client that day, maybe they're new to counseling or they're feeling apprehensive, or maybe they're irritated about something that I brought up the previous session or something like that. I will notice that they will orient themselves on the far end of the couch. And as we become more comfortable with each other, or they're getting used to like how to use their therapy, then they will often move like middle or all the way closer to the end that I'm on. And there's lots about the body language too, about the way they've oriented their body. And then with couples, the way that they situate themselves starts in the waiting room. So, if the clinician goes out to the waiting room to pick up their client, and the couple, like only one of the partners is there, that's going to inform you of some things. If they're separate, like one is sitting on one end of the waiting room and the other one is on the other end of the waiting room, or if they're snuggled close together, like they're sitting sort of on top of one another. Like in our waiting room, we have a couch and then we also have chairs. And so sometimes a couple will be kind of sitting right, kind of on top of each other. And that's interesting because, they're coming into couples counseling. We're definitely going to be surfacing something. And you hope as a clinician that when they walk out the door, they're still feeling just as close as connected. But sometimes they go out less connected than they came in. More often, though, you'll see distance in the waiting room, and then they are more connected. And that has to do with, like, especially the model that I use for couples counseling, which is emotionally focused therapy, Sue Johnson's model. Um, you know, Sometimes with couples, they're coming in and they're trying to deal with some hurt feelings from an argument or something that went wrong in their couplehood. And using the model of EFT, you're really getting into what, not really like mediating the fight. Like I tell people all the time, like, you can't pay me enough to watch you fight. But let's try to break down what's going on underneath the surface and what got you feeling the way that you feel. And then you're helping the other partner listen to that, and then vice versa. You're swapping that up. And, and then you might see them move from the edge of the couch to closer, especially like when a partner has revealed like an owie, like a really squishy, sensitive thing. Like I really felt like really scared when you did that, or I worried that you weren't going to come back, or something like that. And the other partner reaches out in offering care and empathy when they're understanding what was going on for their partner. They end up very close together because it's really emotionally intimate moment. Lots of other things are happening with body language in any given counseling session, and body language isn't like an exact science or anything, but what clinicians will do is say, hey, I noticed that, like, when you got emotional, you felt like you needed to cover up your face, or when you started telling that story, your body got very tense. I noticed that when you started to get irritated, and that it seems like you got irritated because your foot was bouncing around. Your fists are clenched. I noticed you're kind of like wanting to turn away, um, or you're leaning forward, right? So remarking on what you see happening in their body kind of helps the client tune back into, oh, what is going on for me? Yeah, I am feeling like anxious. I am feeling like apprehensive that I don't want to share something with you, which is part of what they're doing in their counseling is learning how to identify for themselves what is going on inside of themselves. So a fun meme, but also useful information. Your clinician is paying attention to what's going on with your body language and your positioning on the couch. I'll see you on the next one.